Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Catherine Corona here. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Sometimes I think there's something called latency. So I start a minute or two before the hour. So I don't know when it starts for you, but I know YouTube has something called latency, and I think I got the settings set right. But write in the comments if this starts late, just so I know. So welcome to Healing Day 7. I've also lost track of the days. So if anybody remembers, maybe you can write that down. So I am working on two things, really three things, but one is a subset of one of the things in this healing, in these 33 days. I'm working on healing. I'm healing. Let me just say that. I'm not just working on it. I'm healing. I am healed from, let's put it in the positive. I am healed from back pain. Gone. I've been dealing with it for years and years and years. It's gone. And the past. So I have all these boxes when my mom died that were childhood things and pictures and photographs and things from her childhood. And I just haven't dug in and cleaned them out. Because they carry a lot of emotion from the past, from childhood. And then clutter in my office. So clutter in general, getting rid of things I no longer need, that needs to be healed. And back pain, that's what I'm working with. So I hope you've narrowed it down to what you're working with. We had some meditations on intentions. What we're going to work on today is where the source, where did these, whatever you're working on, where did this come from? What's the genesis of this thing that needs to be healed for you? Because these things that arise, these issues or pains or diseases or whatever they are, they have a source. And you might say, well, I had an accident, so my knee got injured. Even that started in the mental and emotional level. Oh, no, it was an accident. No, but everything starts with a thought or a feeling. My teacher, John Roger, my great teacher, John Roger, he's passed now, but he said we create, promote, or allow everything. That even means accidents. So if this world is a mirror of our consciousness, then everything we see outside of us, everything we've created, everything that even befalls us, seemingly accidents, we have created, promoted, or allowed. That's the good news, because everything is a mirror of our consciousness, then we can heal everything, change everything, live the life we dreamed of, right? It's also the challenging news, because then we get to be responsible for everything in our lives. So if I have a bunch of boxes that are crowding my living room, why haven't I dealt with them for 2 years? What's the source of that? So if I dig in, I can see that somehow there's some unresolved issues in my childhood, something I'm hanging on to from that, something that I don't want to let go of. And we're going to do a meditation about that. If you're watching this as a recording, you might want to just put it on pause and get a piece of paper or a journal. If you're watching it live, then just remember some of the things we do in the meditation so you can write them down later. So let's just get to it. Just let all that I just said just drop away. There's a part of you that heard it. You don't have to hang on to it. You don't have to think about it, but it gives you a context. And now we can just let it go. And take a deep breath, and as you let it out, just come into greater relaxation and calm and serenity. And we just invite that wisdom of our heart, our inner masters, our peace, our serenity, to come forward to help us and guide us on this healing journey, on healing everything that we can heal, that we might live in the lives we've always dreamed of. And without stress, without pain, without issues, not that we won't always have something to work on. This is a school here on earth. Yet we can live more and more in great well-being, strength, inspiration, wellness, and service. And so in this invitation to our great spirit within, we just align our own spirit within our own soul with the greater spirit. And we bring to mind the places where we've set our intention to heal. Maybe it's in your body, your mind, your emotions. Maybe it's a situation in your world that you want cleared up, cleaned up, purified, released, reworked, reorganized, restored. Bring those situations in mind and your intention to bring them to a much higher level and a place of freedom and liberation from these issues that may bind you, that may slow you down, that may weigh on you somewhere in your consciousness, that you may have pushed back to a back burner, that you have just ignored for a long time. But these things are calling you to a deeper issue. These are just the symptoms of something deeper that is calling out to be healed. They're on the surface so you can see them, but there's something underneath. And so in the safety of your own heart and in the loving that's in your heart, you just ask your consciousness, the wisdom of your heart, to bring forward what is the deeper issue that this level that's more on the surface is calling you to see and to heal and to come into wholeness. Maybe it's a level of insecurity that is wanting something from the outside to make you feel safe and surrounded and full. Maybe it's a part of you that's calling for you to listen to it. So it's creating pain somewhere in your body. Because there's a part that needs your attention, that just needs to be heard. Maybe there's a part when you were a child that didn't get all the attention and loving it needed in one circumstance, or maybe just in general. And it wants that loving now. It needs to be fulfilled and loving now. We'll just take a moment in the presence of the Divine Spirit with you, or your inner master, or just your deep loving, to listen, to hear, and to follow down into the area in your consciousness that is needing healing in this moment. And so, whatever you have heard, just take a moment to mark it, to make sure you remember it when you come out of meditation so you can write it down. And now ask this part, whatever this part needed that is then creating a symptom in your external world or in your body or in your mind and emotions. What does this part really need from you? Why is it calling out to you? So, for example, my back pain is actually telling me that I need more fun, not to work so much. And the back pain is slowing me down from work so I can just go and have more fun. That's what I heard inside. What have you heard inside? And what is the one step, little tiny microscopic step, tiny step you can take for this part? Let it speak to you. So, for example, my little part that creates this back pain just said, just go for a bike ride every day. Do one fun thing every day. That's all I need. And for my boxes that need to be gone through and things thrown out, that little part inside of me said, just love all those things and tell yourself they're no longer needed and let them go because you have them inside yourself. In your heart, you have all the good things of childhood. What did that inner part say to you? And now, let's think of one tiny step you can take. So you listen to that deeper part, you found out what it wants. Now one little step. So for me, I can go bike riding every day for 10 minutes at the end of my workday. And for the boxes, I can go through one box a day right around noon. So I'm habit stacking, right? At noon, I take a lunch break. And during the lunch break, I can go through one box. At the end of the day, I finish the day, I relax, I can go for a bike ride. Two things I always do every day. So let's think about yours. What's a step? You know what you need to do. You know why you need to do it. Now, how can you do one tiny, tiny, tiny thing? Or two, if you have two areas that you're working on. Now remember those so we can write them down. And ask yourself inside, is every part of your psyche, every part of your consciousness okay with it? Do you have inner cooperation? Can you accept this? Can you cooperate with it? Do you understand it? Do you have enthusiasm for this? These are the spiritual laws. Do you have enthusiasm for healing this part and working with yourself as a master of your own consciousness and living life more the way you want it? Really good job. This process is so simple. Now we're going to do one more thing. So as these parts that needed your support and attention, and you've brought them forward, you've invited them forward, in the presence of the inner master of divinity. Let's think of one sentence, like an affirmation, that you can repeat to yourself, maybe while you're brushing your teeth, maybe while you're getting dressed in the morning, maybe right before you go to bed, maybe when you're having your breakfast or your lunch. One statement that part of you would love for you to stay focused on and repeat, and it makes you really happy, and it helps this healing process. So, for example, my statement that I say every morning as I go to feed the horse, so that's habit stacking, is I'm taller than creation. So what that means to me is that I can look from an altitude to life and see the big picture. And my consciousness is that big. And in that, I'm healed. Maybe your statement is, I'm healed. Maybe it's, I'm the healed, the healer, and the healing. Maybe it is, I am loved by the universe. Maybe it is, I am the loving. Maybe it is, I am purity. Maybe it is, I'm free. I'm liberated from all things that hold me back. Maybe it is, I am in the consciousness of loving. Maybe it is, I'm absorbed in love. Just one statement. What's yours? Got it? Remember it? Say it over to yourself now. 5 times. Ready? Go ahead. Nice. Nicely done, everyone. So these are your action steps, these little steps to meet the healing in this world, to meet the healing that is present in your heart. So let's breathe yourself already healed. And just remember that you can have everything or anything that you already are. It's what you already are. So you are healed. And in that vision that's coming to your spirit, your mind's eye, you see what your life has become, healed in these areas. You feel the freedom. You feel the excitement, the peace, the relief, and the thanksgiving. And you see what more you can do with these areas that you've set your intention upon healing. How do they change you? Can you do more running and jumping and playing? Do you have more energy? Do you have more time for creativity, more time for your relationships, more time to have a relationship? Do you have freedom? Do you have more money? Has this released so much energy that just the best, most beautiful beautiful miracles come into your life. This healing has brought you to the life you've always dreamed of. It's done. It's manifest. And now it's blessed. And you are blessed. And these blessings pour over and overflow to everyone you meet in all parts of your life, to all your family, your friends, your animals even, your pets if you have them, the trees, the sky, the stars. You are a fount of light, one of the light bearers on the planet, one of those that are bringing the greater loving, the greater divinity onto this planet. And as such, the planet is growing in loving. And you have joined with many other light bearers, like lighthouses, beaming light around the globe. As the healed, the healer, the healing. And from your example, not that you have to say anything, but just from the energy you hold, the whole planet is uplifted. This is your place. This is your destiny. Namaste. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.